Hello everyone, how's it going? So we finally get new footage of Tormented Souls 2. Now, I was a huge fan of the original. I did get a review copy, but in my own opinion, it was an incredible survival horror game. It's definitely harkened back to old school survival horror like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Well, it's more like Resident Evil, but it was a really good survival horror game for those who are looking for that refreshing old school experience. So I'm really excited for the sequel, and hopefully they learn from the previous games, such as the narrative and maybe the combat system, and maybe have improved. But let's see how they are going to present this first look at Tormented Souls 2. So it's a work in progress. They have to put that disclaimer. Okay, they're keeping the original still camera. Tank controls. I don't know how I feel about Caroline's new outfit, this one. It kind of makes her look very bulky. I mean, it's definitely an improvement from the original costume. They had two costumes. The first original was like a floral dress, and the updated outfit looked a lot more conventional. For those who don't know, the original, she caught a tip about investigating missing girls at this manor, and she decided to wear like a floral dress to the location. So a lot of people were like, that's a really weird choice. They're keeping the original Resident Evil style inventory system. Worn leather book. Examine the book. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to hit that lock. I do like the whole skeleton thing. Oh, okay. Okay, I like that. So if you want to interact with an item, it highlights green so you can interact with it, showing that it is it's combined. Okay, that's cool.
Go.
They're going a bit slow with this, though. Wait, I have to manually put the key in? Shouldn't it be automatic? Why is she walking? Run! They're really extending this. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the jacket, it's too bulky. Like with the arms. This is still a work in development, so maybe they'll make it a little thinner. Several corpse. Several missing limbs. Gonna walk in there. Povidon. So is that a healing item, or do you use that as a key item? Dude, why are you walking? Run! It's so unnatural. Players would not play like this. They would not walk, they would run. I get they're trying to show the technical aspect of the game, but, you know, it just seems you're extending it. The scarf kind of is clipping into her body. Is this the same manor? This kind of looks like the same manor. Yeah, is this the same place? I remember this room. And there are stairs down there that go down below. This you're supposed to use like some sort of like roll key, roll key. So this is the safe room. We have the safe station there, which uses limited tape recorders. I mean, I don't mind if they use the manor again. The manor was actually pretty cool. It had layers to it. They also had a light and dark world that they played with. But that picture is new. There we go. Oh, finally she's running. Okay, the character model running is actually pretty good. You can see weight behind her. Yeah, this is the same manor. No, wait, this is not. This is supposed to be like in that room, it's supposed to be like a surgery room. Oh, we have a crucifix right there. Okay. Like, this was supposed to be a medical room where she wakes up after having her eye surgically removed. What is that? Fear Diablo? Like, are they doing the whole time travel thing again? May the eternal light of God set you from the depths of hell. Wait, I'm confused. How does the middle one work? Like, do you press the inside to the controller like this? So they're bringing back the lighter. Again, why are you walking? Maybe they're just using like similar assets for the manor and they're just reshuffling them. I'm fine with that. As long as they create something new from it, I'm perfectly okay with that. In the original game, it was a manor that was reconstructed into a hospital. It's a little strange she hasn't said anything this entire time. They probably don't have that finished yet. Like, I don't remember if she breathes heavily in that game or something, like if something terrifying happens. The shadow, actually, the lighting looks terrific though. The original had really good lighting and presentation too. I mean, so far we've seen a lot of just really nice lighting and presentation. No enemies or combat. Oh, that's cool. They keep it separated into different inventory options. Why are you circling the cartridge? Yeah, it's a pretty box. I get it. The floorboards fall into the darkness. I mean, for an early build, this still looks really good. Alright, we have an experiment. No way to defend ourselves, so we run. It's a cool design. I like it. Like, the enemies in the original game, they were good. Like, they highlighted the people who were trapped in the hospital who were subjugated to horrible experiments. Like, some of them looked pretty campy, like something from a B-rated horror film, but some of them looked really good. Like, you had this wheelchair enemy that I'm sorry, I had to laugh at them. But then you had the really creepy things that had like knives for arms. Again, why are you walking? We have major blood pools. Finally. I mean, so far they haven't really shown much. I mean, they're showing the level and it looks great, but it also looks very familiar to Tormented Souls 1. Oh, okay. So they can open doors and chase you? Okay, that's new. It reminds me of Dino Crisis where the dinosaurs can open doors. But still, they're not really showing much. Like, she's been walking for a large amount of time, and hasn't really shown anything really unique other than changes to the interface. Okay, so she's crafting a weapon. It's likely going to be a nail gun. Yep, definitely. In the original Tormented Souls, she would make mock weapons like a pipe activated shotgun that uses a propellant system, a nail gun, stuff like that. So they're bringing back that weapon customization system. Hopefully they build on it. Like, they have different options where you can make it more deadly by the cost of ammo, capacity, you know, stuff like that. You know, like Dead Space 3. Like, maybe one item takes 2 slots, but does more damage. Another takes 3 slots, but gives you more ammo capacity. Stuff like that. The other reason could be that the reason she's not talking is because she's just so used to this. In the first game, she had to deal with stuff like this. So she's basically become Ethan Winters. Oh, she can dodge back now! So they gave her the Resident Evil 3 Jill Valentine dodge ability. Okay, that's new. That's good. Weren't there 2 enemies? Yep. So they're bringing back the auto-target system. I know there are people who didn't like that. I thought it was actually okay because it allows you to better aim the enemies because of the way the cameras function. Like, modernization can be used for a benefit. And it's not truly auto-aim. You still have to actually aim at the target. Can she use her gun and lighter finally at the same time? Because that was also an issue she had. She was like, I can't use my lighter and gun at the same time. I was like, yes, you can. That, or she could have got one of those, like, lamps you put on your clothes, like what they do in Remnant 2, or Ethan does. Like, right now, my biggest complaint is the fact that the world doesn't look that different from the first game. Like, a lot of the stuff looks like it's just an extension of the first game's manner. Hopefully that changes and they actually make some unique elements that make this distinct. Like how Capcom does it with their games. Like, they still have that Spencer Mansion feel, like with the Baker House, but it's different. The layout is different, and it's a different location, so it's its own identity, while borrowing from the Spencer Mansion. That's why I was, like, confused. I thought this was, like, the same manner that she returned to it. We haven't seen a map yet. Uh-oh, what are you gonna do here? Hammer time! I love that. In the first game, they did that too. I love that animation. They show you Caroline using the item. Well, not, you know, the avatar itself, but you know what I mean.
Go.
Okay, we're outside. Now, okay, now we're seeing something different. Okay, now this is good. I don't think we were ever outside in the original game. Okay, hidden items in pots. Oh, that's a new enemy. Spider claw creature. Okay, that's a cool death animation. I wonder if you can knock them down and like stomp their feet on the ground, or what the hell just happened. I didn't click anything. That just happened. Yeah, it's repeating itself. It's so weird.
You must succeed.
Is it gonna do that again? Okay, never mind. I think it would have been cool if you could knock the enemies down and like stomp on their head. So we've seen two types of enemies. There's just the torso in there. Why are you still walking? There we go. I feel like the person who's playing is forgetting that they can run. So we're gonna go outside. That's a good element.
Just come. Thank you.
No way. Oh, okay. Hand saw blade. The music and sound design is really well done. If you're watching this, do you prefer the silence or do you prefer like slight music to the ambience? I feel like silence would be better. It creates that more terror because you would bounce at every sound that comes with it. Like, I don't mind the music, like the music is well done, but I think silence would have been the better direction. Because it just leaves you very uneasy. So far I am liking what I'm seeing, like it's giving you exactly what the original game had and it's adding to it. Which I'm all for. So, what's that sound? Oh, nice. You got fresh fruit there. Oh, okay. That was good.
How rated?
They have to make the enemy avatar a little smoother because it seems like they're sliding on the floor. But that was a good jump scare. It shows that these enemies are waiting for you and they're hunting you. I wanted to know what that gallopit sound was, though. Handsaw frame. Ah, I see what we're going for. Hacksaw.
Das.
I mean, still an effective club. There we go. Got a new weapon. I mean, does she still have her crowbar? Where's the rest of the body? That's your concern?
Is that fair?
Hup.
Even though I'm enjoying what I'm seeing here, there's a lot of padding. Like, the person who's playing is not running, they're just interacting with a lot of random things, like looking at the box and like, you know, like I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to showcase the hard work that's been put into every element of this game, but at the same time, it could have been cut down. Just cut off the hand. I like how she was wondering what happened to the rest of the body, but had no problem sawing off the arm of some random person in the freezer. Just even like, oh, how did this person get into the freezer? Did they lock themselves in there intentionally?
Both.
And then we unfreeze the hand.
Both.
That's some good cooking. Like there, why do we need to look at the key? Like, I'm sure someone worked really hard modeling that key, but still didn't really need to show us that. It's like with the box of nails. Oh, so she can't use her gun and lighter at the same time. She hasn't learned anything. Oh, nice shot. Oh, okay. Shotgun confirmed. I wonder if she's gonna use the same pipe shotgun, or is she gonna get like an actual shotgun? Like get a makeshift shotgun, or actually they're gonna give her one. I think that would actually be a good idea. Like they have like the makeshift shotgun, but then eventually you find the real one. But then you make it that the makeshift one is more reliable, I guess, and the more powerful one, I don't know. I was thinking about trying to make a pro and con, but there would be literally no con of not using a real shotgun.
Can.
There's literally a feed-in dish right there. Yeah, I don't think this is a good idea. Oh, they ended at the good part. So coming in 2025. So, oh, they're coming out for all platforms. Okay, that's good. From what I've seen, it looks good. Like they're building on what happened before. Like I still am not a fan of her new outfit. Like I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it makes her look too bulky. Like this is what she looked like in the original game, like with the floral dress. But they like this was very impractical. I even had problems with this. But they gave her a brand new updated outfit, which was a bonus technically. It was this right here, which looked, fine. This one I think looks way better. They should have kept this outfit, but I guess they're going with this outfit. It kind of reminds me of Coraline from the movie Coraline, but with much darker colors. Like she's got swampers on and like a trench coat. She kind of has blood on her like shirt from what I've seen. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like they should like make it a little smaller in my opinion. It just makes her look way too bulky. Like she's wearing one of those 90s coats. But it looks okay. Like they didn't really show anything that's really distinct or new from the original, which is fine because the original held up really well. They also don't seem to show any of the more complicated puzzles because based on my walkthroughs and guides, a lot of people had trouble with the puzzles in the original game, especially the floppy disk one. As far as I can tell, that was the hardest puzzle. At least for me it was, and based on my comments on that video, yeah, it was the hardest for a lot of people. So I don't know if they're going to tone down the puzzles for this game and make it a little more engaging. No, a little more accessible. I don't know how I feel about that. I personally am okay with that, but we'll see how well they execute it. But overall, it just seems like they're building on what they know, and I hope that they do add more originality to the mansion, because for a large portion of it, it seems just like the manor from the original game. And it might be because they're using similar assets, but I really think they need to make it somewhat distinct, because right now it seems more like an expansion rather than a full-on game, and you really need that unique element. Just putting a unique outfit onto Caroline is not going to make it, a 2 game. I do know that they didn't really explain anything here with the story, which I find very concerning. The story here is, if I remember correctly, is that in the canon ending for Tormented Souls, they have multiple endings, is that she does rescue her sister, who was, I won't spoil it, but let's just say her sister was in a very dire place, and she saves her, and I guess she's trying to remove the curse that she's inflicted with. They kind of go into the supernatural when it comes to Tormented Souls. It starts off like a sci-fi. It starts like a traditional horror movie, like nothing fantasy or sci-fi about it, but as the game goes along, it becomes more wacky in a way. Like it deals more with the supernatural. But I would recommend you play the original and experience it for yourself. But, it looks good. They're progressing, and this is a very early build. I mean, it's not coming out until next year. They don't even have a date, so that means it could even be delayed to 2026, which I'm fine with. Take the time you need, make sure you deliver a good featured product, and hopefully it's good, because the first game was good, and I hope they build it up and make this one even better. The combat looks fine. I like the dodge mechanic. And I hope they do. One thing I really, really, really hope they do, and they take this criticism to heart, is they make the boss fights more entertaining and engaging. Like this is something I will spoil about the game, the original. The final boss was very underwhelming. Like it was like, say what you will about the original Resident Evil, but the final boss of that game was memorable. Everyone remembered it. The Tyrant was so memorable. And with Tormented Souls, they just didn't have that. Like, as far as I knew, based on what I've seen from people who played the game, they were kind of laughing at the final boss. So I really hope that they actually take the time to make some really good final bosses. Make a final boss, but also some good boss designs. Hoping for that. So yeah, looks good. Go play the original. You can find it for like a sale day on $5. It's on every major platform: PlayStation, Xbox, Switch. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did get a review copy for that game, so take that for what it is. But I love Tormented Souls. I would not sacrifice my ideals to just because they gave me a free copy of the game and some free items. It's a good game. I like it a lot. Go play it. But this one looks good too, so keep an eye on it. Till next time, thanks for watching. Bye.